The waves of the New World raged violently, a testament to the turbulent seas that had claimed countless lives over centuries. Yet amidst the chaos, there was one ship that sailed with defiance, undeterred by the fierce tempests. Its flag, bearing the iconic mustache-shaped symbol, fluttered proudly against the wind. It was the Moby Dick, and upon its deck stood the man known as the strongest man in the world, Edward Newgate, better known as Whitebeard. Whitebeard, towering like a mountain, looked out over the horizon, his gaze piercing through the storm as if challenging nature itself. His presence was enough to make the seas tremble and even the mightiest enemies quiver. With his broad chest and arms crisscrossed with scars, each marking a battle of legendary proportions, Whitebeard was the embodiment of power, but beneath his rugged exterior lay something far greater, a heart that burned with love for his family. To the world, Whitebeard was a pirate, a Yonko who ruled over the New World with an iron fist. To his enemies, he was a force of destruction, capable of shattering islands and tearing the heavens apart with his Gura Gura no Mi, the tremor fruit. But to his crew, his sons and daughters, he was a father. His family was not bound by blood, but by loyalty, love, and an unbreakable bond forged through shared hardship.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more great content. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and feel free to share this video with your friends. See you in the next one.
On this day, Whitebeard was deep in thought. The world was changing, and the winds of destiny were shifting. Rumors of the Marineford War, an impending clash with the Marines to rescue his son, Ace, weighed heavy on his mind. Ace, the fiery, reckless youth who had inherited the bloodline of Gold Roger, was as much Whitebeard's son as any other. Newgate had made a promise to protect Ace with his life, just as he had done for every member of his crew. The old pirate let out a deep sigh, the kind only a man who had seen the best and worst of the world could muster. As the moonlight broke through the storm clouds, illuminating the deck of the Moby Dick, Whitebeard's mind drifted to his younger days. Once, he too had been a dreamer, sailing the Grand Line in search of something more than treasure. Unlike other pirates, Whitebeard had never sought wealth or fame. What he truly craved was a family, a place to belong, a place where he could protect and be protected. The sea, with all its perils, had become his home, and his crew had become his children. He had found his treasure long ago, not in gold or ancient relics, but in the people who stood by his side. One of his most cherished memories flashed before his eyes, the day Ace had first boarded the Moby Dick, fiery with ambition and full of defiance. He had challenged Whitebeard without hesitation, seeking to claim his head to prove his worth. Whitebeard had smiled then, recognizing the spark of greatness within the young pirate, but also a deep loneliness that mirrored his own in his younger years. Ace had fought fiercely, but no one could best the captain of the Moby Dick. After his defeat, Whitebeard had simply offered him a place in the crew. "Come aboard, my son," he had said, extending his hand. Ace, surprised and speechless, had accepted. It was the beginning of a bond that transcended mere camaraderie. Whitebeard treated Ace as his own, and Ace, though stubborn at first, grew to love and respect Whitebeard as a father. As the memories faded, Whitebeard's grip tightened on his Bicento. He knew that the war ahead would be unlike any battle he had fought. The Marines had laid a trap, one designed to draw him out, to eliminate him and his influence over the New World. The entire world was watching, waiting for Whitebeard to fall. But Edward Newgate was not one to falter in the face of danger. He had lived his life on his own terms, and if this was to be his final battle, he would fight for his family until his last breath. His booming voice echoed across the deck, calling his crew to gather. "My sons." Whitebeard's voice was a thunderous command that cut through the wind. "The time has come. We set sail for Marineford." Cheers erupted from the crew, but the gravity of the situation was not lost on them. They were not just sailing into battle, they were sailing into history. Whitebeard knew that this war would change the course of the world, and though his heart carried the weight of the future, there was no hesitation. The next morning, The Moby Dick cut through the calm after the storm, heading straight for Marineford. The seas had quieted, almost as if nature itself was holding its breath in anticipation of the battle to come. As they neared the battlefield, Whitebeard stood at the helm, his eyes fixed on the fortress of the Marines. Thousands of soldiers awaited his arrival, but it didn't matter. His sons were behind him, and Ace was in front of him, waiting for rescue. He raised his Bicento high, and with one mighty swing, the very air shattered, sending shockwaves that split the sea in two. "Marines!" Whitebeard roared, his voice carrying across the entire battlefield. "I am Whitebeard." The world would remember his name, not as a tyrant or a conqueror, but as the greatest father, the protector of his family, and the man who would face the end of the world with no regrets. In the end, Edward Newgate's legend was not one of power alone. It was the legacy of love, loyalty, and the unwavering bonds of family.